Stichting Staatsliedengreep presenteert Klankkracht. Vanavond is de eerste avond in een serie avonden over geluid. Vanavond staat de menselijke stem centraal. Er zullen verschillende artiesten uit verschillende disciplines optreden. We hebben bands, we hebben klankdichters, stemperformances, we hebben een koor, we hebben ook film. Dit is de eerste avond. We zijn blij dat jullie er zijn en we gaan er met z'n allen wat van maken. Hè? Nu hebben wij, we gaan beginnen met de film Close groep. Sorry, moet ik nog even zeggen. Wij hebben dit allemaal te danken, dit prachtige decor, deze belichting, aan spektakelgroep Antagon, die hier morgen haar première beleven met een woetendes ritual der Noodzeit. Dat is dus morgen, dat is allemaal prachtig. We gaan nu beginnen met de Willem Kloos groep.
We beginnen een stukje uit een bundel liederen uit de hemel. Kulowazi.
Can I go and get you all wet? Na kan je ook die ooie. Ben ik ook in mijn hoe wat? Zullen we dat doen? Come in the law, you feel, hey, get up in the go, is the kill, come in the gari. Neem de nek, dat is een horrid, go!
Met het licht.
Hier eindigt de tocht langs de verschroeide stenen. Hier sterft verraad, vernedering en hoop. De zon en haar bezoedeling zijn henen. En met het duister wordt de ziel weer schoon. Weg met het licht. Weg met het licht. Weg. Het witte kussen en het rechte laken. De wanden schemerend van het laatste licht. Nu is de aantastbaarste niet de genade. Wordt redeloze lot vermomd als plicht. En na de schipperen der doorzwalkte dagen laat de verslagene zich op die rots te neer. Hij hoort het leed wel kolken, schuimende vlagen, maar altijd verder dit niet meer. Weg met het licht. Weg met het licht. Weg. Laten tochten naar het eind der aarde. Voor het leven en veilig is niet één wie leeft. In het gestaalde lid vliegt slechts één schaarde. Op het panzer dat de slapende omgeeft. Weg met het licht. Weg met het licht. Weg. Weg met het licht.
Het volgende is maar een heel klein nummertje. Het is een miniatuurversie van de de Popocatépetl, de beroemde vulkaan in Mexico.
Vanavond zingen wij met Winander van Vliet, Marian Linnenbank, Jantien de Boer en ik ben Peggy Larsen. En hallo. En wat wij vanavond voor jullie brengen is een voorproefje, zoals ik zei, van 3 stukken van mij, van een suite wat ik maak voor de hele groep. De suite is gebaseerd op Amerikaanse Indiaanse gedichten. De eerste wat wij zingen vanavond is een vertaling van eigenlijk Indiaanse taal. En de andere 2 zijn van een Amerikaanse Indiaanse dichteres, Nancy Wood. Al deze stukken zijn verbonden aan elkaar met improvisaties. En we eindigen ook mee met een landschapimprovisatie en een Afrikaanse improvisatie. Dus we gaan daar nu mee beginnen.
Moja zastojesz, jakie ze mną moja na nas
Maar andere sterren zien in andere tijden. Uw land is zo ver van mijn land verwijderd. Al ligt door het venster duisternis. Dat ik kom vluchten van verlangen, rustloos reizend. U zou begroeten met mijn stervenssnik. Maar als het waar is dat er grote dromen, het zwaarst verlangen over wordt gebracht, voor de verste ster, dan zal ik komen. Dan zal ik komen. Dan zal ik komen. Iedere nacht. De wereld komt zich tussen bij. Soms slaan wij bij, 's nachts aan elkaar. Maar andere sterren zien weer andere tijden. Uw land is zo ver van mijn land verwijderd. Waar ligt het verste duisternis? Waar ik omvluchten rustloos reizen. U zou begroeten met mijn stervenssnik. Maar als het waar is dat een grote dood het zwaarst verlangen over wordt gebracht, tot op de verste ster, dan zal ik komen. Dan zal ik komen. Iedere nacht.
Vrijwilligerscentrale Amsterdam. Het centrale informatie- en steunpunt voor vrijwilligerswerk in Amsterdam.
Zoekt u leuke meubels? En wist u dat op de Albert Kuip, binnen bij buitengewoon, verborgen achter badpakken, een bovenal bijzonder en bovendien betaalbare collectie, nieuw en antiek, zich bevindt? Bezuin, bezoek, bezichtig, boordenvol, buitengewoon.
Het Tropenmuseum. Altijd wat leuks, altijd wat nieuws. Ook donderdags open en met een eigen website. www.tropenmuseum.nl. Ga eens kijken. Tropenmuseum.
This is a poem which describes one of the first major insurrections we had in England, one of the first riots we had, in fact, in London in 1981. They had something called Operation Swamp 81, where our communities were saturated with police who went about intimidating people, going about their lawful everyday business, and black people became fed up with it and decided to do something about it. So this is what happened. It's called a Great Insurrection. It was in April 1981, down in the ghetto of Brixton, that the Babylon them caused such a friction, that it bring about a great insurrection, and it spread all over the nation. It was truly an historical occasion. It was the event of the year, and I wish I had been there when we run riot all over Brixton, when we mash up plenty police van, when we mash up the wicked one plan, when we mash up the Swamp 81, for what? To make the rule of them understand that we not take no more of them oppression. And when me check out the ghetto grapevine, to find out all I could have find. Every rebel just a revel in them story. Them a talk about the power and the glory. Them a talk about the burning and the looting. Them a talk about the smashing and the grabbing. Them a tell me about the vanquish and the victory. Them said the Babylon them went too far. So what? We had was fi burn 2 cars. And 1 and 2 innocent get marred. But what? Now so it go sometime in a war in Star. Now so it go sometime in a war. Them say we burn down the judge, we could have burned the landlord. We burn down the judge, we never burn the landlord. When we run riot all over Brixton, when we mash up plenty police van, when we mash up the wicked one planner, when we mash up the Swamp 81. Them say we commandeer car and we gather ammunition. We build a barricade and the wicked catch afraid. We send out, we scout, figure find the mirabout, then we farm up with posse and we make the rain. Well, now them run down go plan counter action. But the plastic bullet and the water cannon will bring a blam blam, will bring a blam blam. Never mind scar man, will bring a blam blam. This is a conversation between 2 friends, and they're talking about communism and the way that the communist regimes collapsed in Eastern Europe and the Soviet Union. And one of these guys, he's a Marxist-Leninist, and his friend is an ordinary guy, and he wants his Marxist-Leninist friend to explain to him why all these changes, you know, why the regime of Honecker fell in Germany, East Germany, why the regime of Ceausescu fell in Romania, etc. So this is how it goes. My revolutionary friend is not the same again. You know from when? From the massive shatter silence start for grumble. From party paramount to take a tumble. From Hungary to Poland to Romania, and from the cozy castle then start to crumble. Now when we buck up one another in a reasoning, my friend always end up on the same thing. This is the song him love to sing. Kedar, he had to go. Zhivkov, he had to go. Husak, he had to go. Honecker, he had to go. Ceausescu, he had to go. Just like apartheid, we'll have to go. A while ago, my friend and me was talking. So I said to him, what a way the earth around nowadays, man. It's getting harder by the day to know where you stand. Because when you think you're upon solid dry land, when you take a stock, you find you in a quicksand. You don't notice how the landscape has shift. It's like volcano under it, and nothing can stop it. Things just a bubble, just a boil down below. Strata separate and refold. And when you think you reach the mountain top, it's a brand new plateau, you go back up. The revolutionary friend shake him head and him sigh. This was in reply. Kedar, he had to go. Zhivkov, he had to go. Husak, he had to go. Honecker, he had to go. Ceausescu, he had to go. Just like apartheid will have to go. Well, me never did satisfy with what my friend make reply. And to get a deeper meaning in the reasoning, me said to him, well, alright. So Garby give the people them glasnost and impose the Stalinists them plenty problem. So Garby Lego Perry strike upon them, confounding bureaucratic stratagems. But we have to face up to the cold facts. Him also open up Pandora's box. Yes, people power just a shower every hour. And everybody claim them democratic. But some are wolf and some are sheep, and that is problematic. Now things like that you would have called the dialectic. My revolutionary friend paused a while and him smiled. Then he looked me in my eye and replied, Kedar, he had to go. Zhivkov, he had to go. Husak, he had to go. Honecker, he had to go. Ceausescu, he had to go. Just like apartheid will have to go. Well, I couldn't elaborate. Plus, it was getting kinda late. So in spite of my lack of understanding about the meaning of the changes in the East for the West, nonetheless, and although I have my reservations about the consequences and implications, especially for black liberation, I had was to agree with my friend, hoping that when we meet up once again, we could have a more fuller conversation. So I said to him, you know what? Him said, what? Me say, Kedar, he had to go. Zhivkov, he had to go. Husak, he had to go. Honecker, he had to go. Ceausescu, he had to go. Just like apartheid, soon gone. This is a poem about, I think I'll do a couple of Michael Smith poems at this point. I promised you I would read one or two of his, so I'll do a couple. One of his most well-known poems is a poem called Me Can't Believe It, where he's describing the conditions of existence for the oppressed and the underclass in urban Jamaica. Me can't believe it. Me say me can't believe it. Me say me can't believe it. Room them a rent, me apply within. But as me go in, cockroach, rat and scorpion also come in. One good, nose a fi run. But me not go sit down on high wall like Humpty Dumpty. Me a face me reality. One little boy come blow him horn, and me look on him with scorn, and me realize how me 5 boy picnic was a victim of the trick them call partisan politics. And me ban me belly and me ball, and me ban me belly and me ball. Lord, me can't believe it. Me say me can't believe it. My daughter boyfriend named me Sailor, and him pass through the port like a ship. More grand picnic for feed, and the whole away in need. What a night, what a plight. Me can't get a bite. My life is a stiff fight, and me can't believe. Me say me can't believe it. Sitting on the corner with my friend, talking about things and time. Me hear one voice say, who that? Me say, who that? And who was say who that when me say who that? When you take a stop, them liquid down flat, teeth start fly and big man start cry, and me can't believe it. Me say me can't believe it. The other day me a pass 1 yard upon the hill. When me take a stop, me hear, hey boy. Yes, ma'am. Hey, boy. Yes, ma'am. You clean up the dog shit? Yes, ma'am. And me can't believe it. Me say me can't believe it. There is a mother of 4, get a work as a domestic. Boss man move in and Babsy Kaisi cause she pregnant again. Babsy Kaisi cause she pregnant again, and me can't believe it. Me say me can't believe it. The other night when me hear fire, fire, fire to play cloud. Who dead, you dead, who dead, me dead, who dead, Harry dead, who dead, 11 dead. Boy, I in street fire dep on me head and me can't believe it. I say me can't believe it. Lord, I see some black body living in a one building, but no rent, no pay, so them can't stay. Lord, the oppressed and the dispossessed can't get no rest. What next? Take a trip from Kingston to Jamaica. Take 12 from a dozen and me see my mama in heaven. Madhouse, madhouse. Me say me can't believe it. Me say me can't believe it. You believe it? How you feel believe it when you laugh and blind your eye to it? But me know you believe it, Lord. Me know you believe it. And one final one by Michael Smith is this one called Me Feel It, You See, talking about the urban youth in Kingston. Me feel it, you see, to see so much youth out there under such a hell of a strain till them don't even know them name. Them out there, nothing than cigarette butt, out of luck, a look for work, thinking that freedom is a senseless dream and grip with such feeling of hostility, them would have strangled a dog to get a bone and they value them dignity. Me feel it, you see. To see that in this concrete jungle, the youth don't got nothing to relate to. Some trying to get close to Babylon to pay them rent, but the system hand down a crucial kind of judgment, and tears will not satisfy I to preserve a democracy whereby youthful lives pay the penalty for politicians' irresponsibility, while them intellectual pen dragon justify the dirty corridor that I live upon like them little man parliament. They feel it, you see. To see how them twist justice and equality till it don't address I and I reality. That when you take a stock, big man have to run back for hanker, pan him whole lady frack, for catch up in stomach that stretch out like a hammock. Me feel it, you see. But anytime you see the youth them stumble, don't think them fall. Watch out! Them a plan to make you ball. This is the title poem from my most recent collection, Things and Times. I would like to recite it finally for you. It goes like this. Duped, doped, demoralized, dizzied, dazed, traumatized, blinded by resplendent light of love, dazzled by the firmament of freedom. Him couldn't detect deceit, and when it kick him in him teeth, him couldn't cry corruption and believe in a man. Him never know about clique, him did humble, him did meek. Him never know intrigue, him never in at that the league. Him never did understand that on the road to socialism you could buck up nepotism. Him wife dangerous, him brother treacherous, and him cousin very vicious. Duped, doped, demoralized, dizzied, dazed, traumatized. Now like a fragile fragment of light that is trapped in the belly of the dark night, like a blind man stupefied and dazed, lost and alone in a mystical maze, for days upon days upon days upon days. Watch him drifting across the ocean of life, without rudder nor anchor nor sail. For days upon days upon days upon days. Call him flotsam of the tides of the times if you like. Lost in the labyrinth of life, if you like. Duped, doped, demoralized, dizzied, dazed, paralyzed. Shipwreck against the sands of the tides of the times, meditating upon the bad old days. Face down upon the gleaming seashore, not so certain, not so sure like before. The salt of the sea upon the sand in him eye, and him would give it back if him could cry. The sound of the surge of the sea harmonized with the swaying bamboo trees, and him brains just a tick all kind of thoughts now night, like them desperate days of defiance, when young rebels did a fight against oppression, when young rebels did a fling firebomb, when they march with them banners raised, chanting freedom, chanting justice, chanting blood and fire, when enough crucial trail did a blaze, taking the struggle to a higher stage. Duped, doped, demoralized, dizzied, dazed, paralyzed. Now wash up, wet up, mash up, him raise up, catch up and sit up. With him hand upon him jaw and him head hang down, I consider how young rebels get old. How some sell them soul, some get left out in the cold, some get elevate, some get depreciate, some turn middle class, some a gamble race horse, some a try to live clean, some get vicious and mean, some plague with doubt, some still a tough it out, 1 and 2 a fight the struggle in them head, lead the leaderless in them head, win the revolution in them head, yeah man, all a ton prime minister in them head. Duped, doped, demoralized, dizzied, dazed, traumatized. Now him wondering, pondering, considering, posing all kind of riddle to himself like, now that we come out of the one room then, and time and fortune been some of our friends. Now that we got we council flat and with this and with that, we color TV and all the mad can. Now that we create some space and now we own a little place. Now that we got we MP and we black JP, we Sir and we Lord and we MBE, I forgot we forgot, or it that. Do we need another Moses to take we cross the sea and say, go on, walk across, on a free, as we enter the 21st century? Are we long past that the era, that the stage? And is each and every one who have to rise now to meet the dawning of a different age? Well, he was wondering, pondering, considering, when him hear a voice like the wind said, sure, are just things and times, wonders and signs, but not get mystic, be realistic. And him hear a next voice like the sea said, sometimes the pungent odor of decay signals a brand new life upon the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Lovely. I spoke a little while ago about voices, and this seems to be the first of like several tributes going to be made of the voices of poets here at the Novec. And February 26th, on Friday the 26th of February, the second tribute. This time, a tribute to a great American poet, the voice of a woman, playwright, poet, Gertrude Stein. So be here February 26th, please. And thank you very much for coming out tonight. Thank you.